Hi, so we've had some technical issues with today, but it's time for Tell Me a Story. And we are finishing up on Princess in Black. So, Princess Magnolia minced into her tower room. So sorry to keep you waiting, said Princess Magnolia. All the birds are well and properly tweeting. Just as Duchess Tower took a long sip of cold hot chocolate, she smiled. While you were gone, I toured your castle, said the Duchess. Princess Magnolia froze. You did? Mm-hmm, said the Duchess, and I discovered something in the broom closet. Princess Magnolia gulped. You did? Yes, said the Duchess. These black stockings. I've uncovered your secret. Princess Magnolia gasped. You did? Princess Magnolia, these white stockings are so filthy. They turned as black as coal. You really must wash them. Everyone knows princesses don't wear black. Of course not, said Princess Magnolia. How clever of you. Princess Magnolia smiled. She knew at least one princess who did wear black, but that would remain her secret. Okay, so and we're also going to read another Princess in Black story, and this one's the bathtub. Bathtub. In the bathtub battle. Chapter 1. Princess Magnolia was in the castle kitchen designing a bridge. She placed cups upside down for supports. She balanced spoons and forks on top. She held her breath, but they all tumbled down. These black stockings, I'm uncovered. No, she said. That stinks. She checked her glitter stone ring. It wasn't ringing. No monster alarm, just an alarming smell. This smelled like a problem for the Princess in Black. A few minutes later, the Princess in Black and Blackie were galloping away from the castle. Do you smell it too, Blackie? She asked. Blackie sneezed. He most definitely smelled it, and he preferred to never smell it again. They followed the order of all the way to the goat pasture. The goats were gagging. The goats were gasping. The squirrel was turning green. I'm glad you've come, said the goat avenger. We've got trouble. I'm hungry for salad spoons. So there they all are. It sure smells like trouble, said the Princess in Black. The goat avenger kicked the cloud of stench. We can't battle it, Princess in Black. She punched the cloud of stink. Our ninja moves do nothing, Goat Avenger. The Goat Avenger shouted. He kicked the stench harder. His foot passed through it. He fell on his bum. Blackie neighed. He swished his tail. Great idea, Blackie, said the Princess in Black. She opened her fan. She fanned her fan at the smell. It's working, said the Goat Avenger. The stench floated away to the south. At last the pasture air was stink-free. The goats cheered. The Princess in Black and the Goat Avenger had saved the day. Chapter 2. Princess Snapdragon was trimming the bushes in her garden. She loved a sunny spot. She relished a blooming scene. She savored the scent of flowers. She is. Woo, what a garden. Suddenly, a stink blew into the garden. Roses sagged and the lilies curled up. The bluebells turned green. Her pet dragon, Moon Whistle, crouched behind the buttercups. She covered her snout. "Oh, Moon Whistle," said Princess Snapdragon, "this odor is alarming. I wish I could make it go away." Moon Whistle hopped up. She pointed a wing at the garden shed where they kept their secret disguises. "You're right, Moon Whistle," said Princess Snapdragon. "We've prepared for this day. It's time at last." Together they flew into the shed. When they flew out, they were no longer Princess Snapdragon and Moon Whistle the dragon. They followed the stench out of their kingdom. They followed the stink right into the goat pasture. "Wow," said the Goat Avenger, "another masked hero." "It is I, Flower Girl," said Flower Girl. She tossed a handful of rose petals. It was a nice touch. "And this is my faithful companion, Horsefly the Pegasus." Woohoo! There they are. "Always nice to meet another hero," said the Princess in Black. She was out of breath from all the fanning. "Princess in Black," said Flower Girl, "you are fanning that horrible smell to the south, and to the south is Princess Snapdragon's kingdom." "Oh no, that stinks," said the Princess in Black. "It certainly does," said the Goat Avenger, wrinkling his nose. "Perhaps we can chase the smell away with flowers," said Flower Girl. Horsefly landed on the grass, and Flower Girl handed out bouquets of roses. The heroes and animals batted their bouquets at the stink. It slithered away to the west. Now the day was saved, thanks to the 3 heroes and their 3 faithful companions. Chapter 3. Princess Honeysuckle was dancing in her courtyard. She loved a flying leap. She relished a low crouch. She savored the joy of the dance. Suddenly, she heard cries of alarm. "Pursuit! What's happening?" she asked her pet wolf. Pursuit whined. In the courtyard trees, the songbirds were gasping. The songbirds were gagging. A bluebird turned green. "What a horrible stench," said Princess Honeysuckle. "Pursuit, I think it might be time." Pursuit smiled a wolf smile. The princess and wolf sneaked into the gazebo. They put on disguises. Then they rode straight to the goat pasture. "It is I, Cartwheel Queen." Cartwheel Queen did a cartwheel. It was a very good cartwheel. "And this isn't a wolf, this is my dog. His name is Good Boy." Good Boy barked. It was a pretty good bark. "Always nice to meet a new hero," said the Princess in Black. "We followed a terrible odor all the way from Princess Honeysuckle's kingdom in the west," said Cartwheel Queen. "Do you know where it's coming from?" 3 heroes smiled sheepishly. The goats smiled goatlessly. "We must have sent it there," said Flower Girl. "How do we get rid of this smell?" asked Cartwheel Queen. She did another cartwheel. Cartwheels helped her think. "Your cartwheel gave me an idea," said the Goat Avenger. Cartwheel Queen helped him fetch the goat's summer fan. They set it by the hole to the monster land and pointed it up. The fan's blade spun as fast as a cartwheel. The wind from the fan pushed the stink into the clouds, and now at last the day was saved, thanks to 4 brave heroes and their fearless companions. Chapter 4. Princess Orchid was trying out the new zip line she built in the village playground. She loved a good whoosh. She relished a thrilling ride. She savored the swooshing of the wind. But then she zip-lined right through a cloud of stink. "Ugh," said Princess Orchid, falling down. All around her, children were gagging. Children were gasping. One boy turned green. It was the smelliest smell anyone had ever smelled. "Help," said a little girl. It's so gross. The smell, said a little boy, falling to his knees. The smell! I'll fix this, said Princess Orchid. Somehow, Princess Orchid zip-lined back to her castle. Not a moose, Princess Orchid called out to her reindeer, who was not a moose. Not a moose followed her into the workshop. Princess Orchid whispered into her fur-tipped ear, the time has come. Not a moose nodded. She slipped socks shaped like bunny ears over her antlers. They spotted the stinky trail going up into the clouds, came down again at the goat pasture, where a whole bunch of heroes were standing around a hole in a fan. It's I, Miss Fix-It, said Miss Fix-It, and this is my faithful companion, Doom Rabbit the bunny. Doom Rabbit nodded. Her sock ears flopped up and down. I guess you're coming from the north, asked Cartwheel Queen. Where there was a horrible smell, said the Goat Avenger. And you come to stop it, said the Princess in Black. Yes, exactly, Miss Fix-It said. We tried to push the stink up, said Flower Girl. What goes up must come down, said Miss Fix-It, and it came down into to Princess Orchid's kingdom. The Goat Avenger turned off the fan, and the stink once again settled on the goat pasture. The goats whimpered. One fell over with its hoofs in the air. If it were a monster, I'd know what to do, said the Princess in Black. But how do you fight a stink? Chapter 5. Down in Monsterland, the monsters were groaning. The monsters were griping. A blue monster turned turquoise, all because of one extremely stinky monster. Usually monsters enjoyed a good stink. They liked the moldy, dark corners of caves. They enjoyed rotting fruit, and above all, they adored the odor of goats. But the stinky monster was too much. Rotten fruit smushed between its toes. Garbage clung to its back. Who knew what that stuff was on its head? There was even a tiny monster tangled in its filthy fur. It'd been stuck there since last week. Two big-nosed monsters could not stand it anymore. They plucked their faces. They grabbed the stinky monster and they jumped him up right out of Monsterland. Big-nosed monster dropped the stinky monster in the goat pasture. They wiped their paws on the grass, and they didn't even try to eat goats. Just jumped back into Monsterland as fast as they could go, away from that stinky monster. Chapter 6. The heroes struck battle poses. The stink was a monster after all, and there it sat in the goat pasture, being stinky. The stinky monster chewed on a dirty claw. It waved. At last we can fight this stink, said the Princess in Black. As soon as that monster says, eat goats, let's wage battle. Burp, the stinky monster burped. The Goat Avenger said, you may not eat the... Wait, said the Princess in Black. It didn't say eat goats yet. That was just a burp. Cartwheel Queen plugged her nose. A stinky burp, she said. Back burp. Flower Girl shouted. She fanned her bouquet at the bird. Yes, let's try some battle cries, said the Princess in Black. Behave, beast. Stinky Monster wiped its nose on the back of its paw. Back, back, to your infernal pit, said the Goat Avenger. Stinky Monster scratched its armpit. A goat gagged. You may not gag the goats, shouted Miss Fix-It. The stinky monster lay down on its back. They watched the clouds flow by. Monster, said the Princess in Black. The stinky monster plucked goo from its ear. He brushed the goo from its head fur. How do we fix this? asked Miss Fix-It. Chapter 7. Princess in Blankets and her unicorn pony trotted into the goat pasture. They had come for a hero princess play date. Pasture was the perfect place for a play date. Sunshine, grassy slopes, fresh air. And and sometimes monsters came out of the hole so they could wage battle. Hooray! There was a monster in the pasture today and more friends, she waved. The princess is blanketed, she started to shout, but then the stink cloud hit her. She said, toppling off Corny's back. What happened to all the fresh air? Washcloths spilled out of her hat. Miss Fixit picked them up. Said Miss Fixit. What if we... What is he going to do? Give the monster a bath, the hero princesses all said together. The goat adventure would have said it too, but he was running to the shed to fetch the goat's tub. So, hope you enjoyed this portion. Sorry, we've had some, kept getting some errors, the messages on my Facebook Live. I'm not sure what that was about, but we made it through. So tonight is Cinco de Mayo, and we're going to have a special Cinco de Mayo program. We're going to read a story about Pele. And he was the king of soccer. It's a bilingual story time. And we're also going to read a book about Cinco de Mayo. And then we're going to listen to some mariachi music. And we're going to have a lot of fun. So hope you can join us today at 5:30 Facebook Live. And then also we have a program on drawing cartoons at 4:30 to 5:30. You've requested, if you register for that class, you've gotten links by now. You can, that's 4:30 to 5:30. So lots of fun tonight. And we also have music that is going to be at the library today. So we're all celebrating Cinco de Mayo in a lot of different ways. It's Bonnie Balda, hoping you have a happy and healthy day. Goodbye.